Good morning. Okay, I'd like to put some things together that we've been talking about for the last few mornings here. We talked about listening. We talked about curiosity yesterday. We talked about about negotiating in a different way, thinking in a different way. Today, what I'd like to talk about is how to put some of them together in this form. And actually, what I'm going to start off with is asking you: are you always impressed with people being smart? Are you always impressed with being smart and showing off their knowledge? I'm not. It's actually really annoying when somebody is a know-it-all, when somebody knows everything and blasts that across the room all the time. I know from both sides. At times, I've struggled with this. When I was young, when I was in junior high school, I struggled and actually had less friends be pretending that I was all really smart. So this doesn't come across well. What I'm going to recommend is that intelligence actually gets in the way of communication a lot of the time. Intelligence gets in the way of listening because we often believe we know the answer. We believe the next thing that somebody is going to say. What I'm going to ask you to do today is practice not being so smart, okay? When you are less intelligent, but you listen better and you are far more curious about somebody, you will learn far more. And this is why intelligence is not necessarily a good thing. When we believe we know what's going on, we are not open to learning. When we believe we know what's going on, we're not open to learning and growing in that moment. Instead, the opposite of that is practicing learning and growing and asking more questions, being curious, going, I don't know, maybe there's something I don't know here, let's learn this. When you're learning, you're not the smartest person in the room, at least you're not showing it off. And when you're learning about somebody, they feel flattered because you're learning about them. Here's another thing that I'm going to just put together with all of this, okay? So all of that is to say, listen, ask questions, be curious, do those things. And the other thing that I'm going to put together with this, we talked about self-awareness and how it can help us because we know when we're getting ramped up or when other people are getting ramped up. What I'm going to ask you to do, and this is another tip for today, is to slow everything down. Slow it down. You don't have to jump all over the person. Again, you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You can slow everything down. Allow things to be silent for a moment, especially if you're getting ramped up. If you're getting ramped up, the other person's getting ramped up, what slowing down does is it allows you to calm down and it allows somebody else's logical brain to kick in. Remember how I said your limbic system, your emotional brain goes nuts and when it is going crazy, we actually aren't able to think very clearly? Well, a little bit of slowing down, a little bit of silence, what that does is instead of ramping it up, it slows it down and allows other people's logical brain to kick in, but it also allows your logical brain to kick in. Try these two things. Practice not being smart, instead being curious, number one. And secondly, just slow everything down. And what that'll do is it'll allow all of these skills that you've been practicing over the last week or so to be put together and to start being put to the use that you want it to be put to. You'll start negotiating because you'll start connecting with somebody. I'm going to have better tips for action in actually carrying forward what most people think is negotiation coming up. But actually what we've been laying is the framework, and this is all the most important stuff. If you really would like to know, this is where the soft skills are built. Enjoy your day.